There is a question silently controlling millions of lives right now, not just in India, everywhere. Should I build a startup or should I get a job? And honestly, I think most people asking this question are already trapped before they even begin. Because they are not making decisions based on reality anymore. They are making decisions based on internet narratives. You open social media, and one side tells you jobs are slavery. Escape the matrix. Build something of your own. Take risk. Then another side tells you to play safe. Get stability. Think practical. Life is uncertain. And somewhere in the middle is a confused 21-year-old trying to figure out what kind of future they are even building anymore. What nobody tells you is startup and job are not just career path, they are completely different emotional lives, different stress systems, different identities, different relationships with money, different relationship with time, different relationship with uncertainty. And most people choose one without understanding the long term psychological consequences attached to it. That's why this conversation matters. Not because of motivation, not because entrepreneurship is trendy, but because one wrong career decision can quietly consume your best years before you even realized what happened. And in 2026, this conversation becomes even more serious because AI is changing everything. Jobs are changing, startups are changing, wealth creation is changing, skills are changing, even the definition of security is changing. So, in this video, I don't want to give you motivational nonsense. I want to give you the real picture, the picture usually people hide, the stuff investors won't say publicly, the stuff startup influencers avoid talking about, the stuff corporate employees secretly feel but never admit. Because once you actually understand how these two worlds works, you will stop chasing aesthetics and start building intelligently. I think the biggest misconception people have today is this idea that startups equal freedom. That's probably one of the most successful marketing campaigns the internet ever created. Because when most people imagine entrepreneurship, they imagine freedom. Freedom from bosses, freedom from fixed schedules, freedom from office politics, freedom from dependency. But the reality is, early stage entrepreneurship is often the least free phase of someone's entire life. And unless you have actually observed founders closely, it's very hard to understand this. A founder doesn't just work more hours, their brain never shut off. Even during dinner, even during vacations, even during they are trying to sleep, because once you own the risk, your mind stays connected to the system all the time. Employees usually leave work mentally after work hours. Founders rarely do. That's a massive difference. And social media completely hides this. You see the successful founder on podcast after their outcome happened. You don't see the 5 years before that. The uncertainty, the self doubt, the loneliness, the failed launches, the silent panic, the month where revenue barely covered expenses, the month, the moments where they genuinely thought everything might collapse. That's the real startup experience, not the cinematic version online. And here's another thing nobody says openly, a lot of founders are emotionally exhausted, not because they are weak, but because startups creates a very unnatural psychological environment. When you're a founder, you become responsible for everything. Employees depends on you, investors expect certainty from you, customers blame you, market judge you, the internet compares you. And over time, founders slowly become emotional shock absorbers for the entire company. The pressure changes people, which is why so many founders privately fantasize about stability while publicly talking about freedom. And ironically, at the end, at the expected time, and at the exact time, millions of employees are fantasizing about entrepreneurship. And that's the funny part. Everybody romanticizes what they don't currently have. Now let's talk about jobs. Because startup culture has unfairly destroyed the reputation of working professionally. The internet talks like every employee is miserable, underpaid, trapped, and wasting life. That's not reality either. Some of the smartest and the wealthiest people in the world are employees, not average employees, elite employees. That's the huge difference. A top AI engineer today can create more wealth than thousands of startup founders combined. A great enterprise sales executive can earn extraordinary money. A strong operator inside a high growth company can build an incredible life with stability, compounding income, global exposure, investments, and far lower emotional chaos. People underestimate this because startup culture glorified ownership so aggressively that it made professional excellence look boring. But honestly, elite employees are incredibly powerful, especially in the AI era, because companies are slowly reducing average workers and paying heavily for exceptional workers. The middle layer is collapsing. Average skill is becoming dangerous. That's a real shift happening right now. Earlier, being good was enough. Now it's not. AI is automating average output, average coding, average writing, average analysis, average support work. And as this continues, companies will increasingly reward creativity, system thinking, communication, leadership, adaptability, and high trust execution. So the future employee who survives is not obedient employee. That's the leverage employee. Someone who combines deep skill, AI capability, business understandings, communication, and strategic thinking. That person becomes extremely valuable, which means this old internet judgment and argument, startup versus job, is being outdated anyway. Because future careers will look more hybrid, more fluid, more ownership driven. Now, let's honestly talk about money because this is where most young people get emotionally manipulated. The internet created this illusion that startups are the path to wealth and jobs are the path to survival. Reality is far more nuanced. Yes, startup can create massive wealth, but only under specific conditions, timing, market, execution, distribution, luck, psychology, team quality, and capital efficiency. Everything has to align. And most startups never reach that stage. That's statistical reality. Most startups either fail, stay small, run out of money, or never create meaningful liquidity. But startup content online only shows survivor. You hear about billion-dollar founders online because failure stories don't become inspirational documentaries. That creates survivor bias. Meanwhile, there are employees quietly compounding wealth for 15 years through high income, disciplined investing, equity compensation, real estate, global opportunities, and low volatility. And they often end up financially stronger than failed entrepreneurs who silently spent years chasing outcomes that never materialized. Now, here's another truth: funding does not mean success. This is something young founders misunderstand badly. And startup raising money simply means investors believe that there is a possibility of future value. That's it. It does not mean profitability, sustainability, or stability, or even personal wealth. In fact, many funded founders are personally cash poor. Their company valuation looks impressive publicly while stressed about money every time. And ESOPs, that dream is also heavily romanticized online. Sometimes ESOPs genuinely change life. Early employees at massive company can become extremely wealthy, but most startups quietly never become meaningful. Many employees spend years emotionally attached and future upside that never arrives. Again, nobody talks about the dead outcomes, only the winners. I honestly think career success is more psychological than intellectual. Most people think outcome comes from intelligence alone. Not true. Your nervous system matters more than your IQ over a long period of time because both startup life and corporate life slowly shape your psychology differently. Employees usually experience structure, predictability, hierarchy, systems, stable routines that can create comfort. But over time, it can also create dependency, and dependency becomes dangerous in fast changing economics. On the other side, founders experience uncertainty, decision fatigue, ambiguity, rejection, emotional volatility that can create resilience, but it can also create burnout. This is why some people thrive in startups while others mentally collapse. And honestly, most people are not emotionally built for entrepreneurship. That's not an insult, that's just reality. Founders often have usually high tolerance for uncertainty, delayed gratification, rejection, social misunderstanding, and emotional pain. That psychological profile is uncommon, which is why copying entrepreneurship because it looks cool online is one of the worst decisions to start a company. Real entrepreneurship is operational pressure, not aesthetics. Now, this is important. A lot of career advice online is imported from Western internet culture without understanding Indian realities. India is different. Family structures are different. Financial pressure is different. Social expectations are different. In many Indian households, one salary supports multiple people emotionally and financially. That changes risk taking completely. A rich American founder talking about take risk and drop out is operating from a very different environment than a middle class Indian student whose family savings are limited. And honestly, this is why blindly copying startup culture can become dangerous. Because startup failure in India doesn't just affect the founder psychologically, it affects entire families emotionally. This is why government jobs still carry social impact. Not because people are stupid, because stability historically mattered deeply in uncertain economics. But here's the interesting shift happening now. AI and the internet are reducing geographical disadvantages. Today, someone sitting in a tier 2 city can work remotely, build globally, freelance internationally, launch digital products, build audiences online. That was much harder 15 years ago. This creates massive opportunity, but it also creates massive competition, which means future success belongs less to credentials and more to adaptability. I genuinely think the smartest people in the next decade will not define themselves only as employees or founders. They will think like operators. That's the shift. Operators build in leverage. Maybe they start with jobs, maybe they freelance, maybe they build audiences, maybe they create products later. Maybe they consult while investing, maybe they combine AI with niche businesses. But they don't blindly depend on one income source forever because the old model of get one job and relax forever is weakening. And the old model of quit everything and build a startup immediately is also reckless for most people. The future is hybrid. Optionality becomes security. That's one of the biggest shifts happening globally right now. People who survive long term will probably have multiple skills, multiple income sources, ownership assets, AI leverage, strong networks, and continuous learning ability. Not just one degree and one identity. Now, here's the uncomfortable reality. Most young people don't actually want entrepreneurship. They want the emotional image attached with entrepreneurship, the status, respect, freedom, identity, recognition. But the real business is repetitive hiring problems, customer complaints, operations, taxes, cash flow, execution. Very little of it looks glamorous daily. And similarly, many employees secretly know they are underbuilding their lives. Not because jobs are bad, but because they stopped growing. They stopped learning, stopped adopting, stopped taking ownership, stopped building anything outside salary. That's dangerous too, because salary without ownership eventually becomes fragile, and startup without emotional stability becomes destructive. That's why this conversation is deeper than money. It's really about how you want your life to feel over decades. So, after everything, startup or job? Honestly, wrong question. The better question is, what kind of life system are you psychologically built for? If you can handle uncertainty, recover quickly from failure, operate without constant validation, and genuinely enjoy building, entrepreneurship may suit you. If you value structure, deep expertise, predictable growth, and lower emotional chaos, a high level career can be extraordinary too. There is no shame in either path. The real danger is unconscious living, copying internet culture, copying friends, copying trends, copying aesthetics without understanding yourself. Because in the next 10 to 15 years, the winners won't simply be founders or employees, the winners will be adoptable people with leverage. People who can learn fast, use AI intelligently, build ownership, build networks, build distribution, and stay flexible while the world changes. That's a real modern strategy. Not blind hustle, not blind stability, smart leverage, and honestly, most people will understand this only after wasting years of chasing identities that were never truly theirs in the first place.